Hello everybody, welcome to another episode from the Multitools and Blades channel. Today's episode we're going to review and compare the SOG PowerLock and the SOG PowerLock 2.0. Now if you're unfamiliar with SOG, or SOG as they now like to be called, SOG is an initialism for Studies and Observation Group, which was part of the Military Assistance Command of the Vietnam War. So side by side these tools look very similar, and for the most part they are. It's easiest to just think of this 2.0 as just a revised version of the original, but there is one big difference that I want to show you. Okay, so the PowerLock came out in 1998. This is a very early model. Doesn't have the patent number stamped into the handle. What you want to look for is this lock here, so it's one big piece. So if you're new to my channel and you haven't checked out my other SOG video reviews, you may or may not be familiar with SOG's compound leverage system. It is truly like any other multi-tool out there by utilizing this gear system that makes opening and closing a mechanical adventure. It is just so much fun to play with, but it actually has a practical purpose. For every pound that you put on this end, you get 2 pounds at the player head, much like a set of bolt cutters. So the original PowerLock had these exposed gears at the top, so you don't want to get your fingers stuck in the top there or damage the teeth. So when they released the 2.0, you can see here they've now got a cover over the front. Not sure if it was really necessary, but I guess it is an improvement. So the handles themselves are exactly the same. They've basically taken the old ones and copied them straight over to the new ones. And same with the handguards as well. Other than the stampings on the side, there's no difference there. If we have a look at the change to the lock, which is a pretty big change, we can see that the original is quite a solid piece, whereas on the revised version we have little finger springs. So these little finger springs here are meant to line up with all the tools on the inside, but sometimes it doesn't work out exactly right. What it does do though is reduce all the clumping issues. Notice that the original is actually attached to the outside of the handle frame, where the newer version is actually pinned on the inside. Something else to take notice of is the stamping on the plier head. You'll see the US symbol there, and it's all put together with these 1/4" bolts. The PowerLock 2.0 was released in 2007. It was around about this time that SOG moved all their manufacturing to China. Chinese made PowerLock 2.0s do not have the hex bolts, nor do they have the USA stamp on the plier head. There's a few little differences with the tool on the inside. So first you need to open up the handles here. This is just a comfort handle to make it easy to use the pliers. A lot of people just remove these though. So first we have a combo blade, a cap lifter and a small screwdriver, 1/4" driver, and a pair of scissors. These scissors work really well. I really like them. Now to unlock the tools, you just push on your thumb like that. Everything goes back in nice and easy. When there's one tool, however, you've got to make sure you're pushing on the right spring. Of course, it's the same deal with the other side. With the covers open, it's really easy to access all the tools. We have a wood saw, a metal saw, a file, a large screwdriver, a can opener, small screwdriver, a Phillips, and a reamer. Now I personally haven't used any of these tools on this model, but they seem like they'd be able to handle the job pretty well. This is really well built. Plus these are all both American made ones, so if there was a chance that it could break, I'd have to claim on warranty, which would be very hard for me to do here in Australia anyway. And even then, if it was replaced, it would probably be replaced with a Chinese made version, and I wouldn't be having a bar with that. For all my US viewers out there, if you've ever had to make a warranty claim with SOG, please let us know what your experience was. Pop a comment down below. I've heard a lot of the individual tools can be purchased separately from SOG, so if there was a particular tool that you wanted to change it out for, like a gut hook, you could do that. And it's really easy to change it out with those 1/4" bolts, or even the Chinese Torx bits. Now one little downside, because there's so many different individual springs, you just have to make sure that you get the right one. If you get the wrong one, then it won't unlock. Really, I'm being hypercritical there. It works perfectly fine most of the time. So I just mentioned before about these covers. So you can see here, right on this edge here, it's nice and rounded. It removes all the hot spots when you really clamp down on it. But because of that compound leverage system, you only have to put half as much pressure on it to get the same amount of force as a normal multi-tool. Now for the most part, we could say that the tool outlay on the insides are the same between the two models. There is a slight little difference, which I'll just show you now. The main blade on the original was just a straight blade, nice and simple. And then on this side, instead of the scissors, we had the serrated blade. And instead of the 1/4 inch socket, we just have a spacer. Now I'm not really sure why they went with a spacer. To be honest, they could have used anything else in there. There are even EOD tools or first responder tools if you need that for work. And if we flip it around just to show you that it's exactly the same as the other model, exactly the same tool outlay. Now what really raised my eyebrows for these two were the price. In the USA they're half the price of a Leatherman Surge. In Australia they're about a third. And in my opinion the quality is just as good. I wouldn't have any issues at all recommending one of these as an alternative to a Leatherman. Alright, well then we'll leave it there. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. Hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please hit that like and subscribe button. Feel free to leave a comment if you have any questions, and I hope to catch you all next time.